Salutations everyone! Today I checked out the quirky, sprightly anime MMORPG called Wakfu. Now the reason I'm checking out this game and seeing whether or not it's worth playing and fun to play right now is because you guys mentioned I should try it out. So well, here's the video. So the first thing to notice while playing through Wakfu is the cute graphics it incorporates. It also feels like an isometric side-scroller at times due to the fact you can't actually change your camera angle, which is perfectly fine as I personally like closers and that is a side-scroller. But before I continue with the graphical prowess of Wakfu, let us talk about the game itself. And that is the fact it's a strategy turn-based MMORPG that has a vast instanced world to explore filled with monsters literally everywhere you go. I mean, it even has a day and night cycle, with specific monsters actually sleeping at night. I found that pretty cool. And when I said it has a massive world, it really does. I mean, just look at the map size. And now, look at me zoom in. And there's multiple worlds / regions in each world to explore. Plus, these regions take forever to run around on, especially if you don't have a mount. The world in Wakfu is quite intimidating, I have to say, for a new player. Anyway, let's move on to the specifics, shall we? Wakfu has a pretty basic character creator as you choose between characters. These characters can swap between male and female, so there's no gender locks to worry about. Luckily, I mean, most games that incorporate characters instead of actual classes typically have them being locked. Anyway, each of these characters are of course a class. So in essence, there's a lot of classes to choose between. After picking one of the many characters or classes, you're able to edit yourself ever so slightly with around about 2 to 3 hairstyles, with eye color, skin color, and outfit color changes. But don't worry, later on you can hide yourself under a thick layer of armor if you get sick of how you look or generally were unhappy with the character creation. Now, it really didn't take me a whole lot of time to figure out that Wakfu is a quirky comical MMORPG. From the dialogue that goes on while you play, the characters and the cutscenes, it's all well done and quite funny. I mean, most MMORPGs take themselves so seriously, but Wakfu isn't like that, and it's quite refreshing. And then there's the strategic combat. Typically, strategic games aren't the most fun, as, you know, it's strategy. You've got to take your time and think and plan what you want to do. But while playing Wakfu, the combat was really fun. I personally loved trying to knock every single monster I could find out of bounds, which damages them greatly, or instantly kills them, which was so much fun. Until, you know, one of the monsters tried to use the very same tactic on me, which sucked. But luckily he failed. There's also a lot of things to consider while fighting in Wakfu, besides not attacking high-level monsters, which should be self-explanatory and obvious, and it leads to your death. But, you know, I didn't listen to that. So basically in Wakfu, everything has elemental proficiencies and weaknesses, whilst also having directional weaknesses. So it's definitely something that you'll need to keep track of whilst leveling up in Wakfu, especially as you make it to the higher levels when these things will actually play a larger importance to the combat. While you're low level, it doesn't seem to matter too much, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on while playing the game, which definitely adds some more difficulty to the strategic combat. Unless you play like me, which is the cheap way, and just try to hit everyone out of bounds. Die, little monsters. Besides fighting, you can freely pick and choose your statistics and skill choices, which really helps you be able to create the perfect build for your specific playstyle, whether that's being a really tanky archer or a glass cannon tank. The choice is ultimately yours, and that is the fun part. So as I mentioned before, Wakfu has a really large instanced off world, filled with detailed environments and places to explore with a decent player population to boot. So all in all, Wakfu is a very interesting MMORPG to play through and is definitely something that I would play more of. But I do know that this style and gameplay isn't necessarily for everyone. I personally found it a lot of fun though. So with all of this being said, I would love to know what you guys think of Wakfu and whether or not you think it's worth playing. Also, I will take yet another moment to thank you guys for always suggesting me MMORPGs to play. With that being said, good day, night, or afternoon, wherever it is where you are, and I'll be seeing you guys next time, so don't forget to be here.